So today we are going to answer the age-old unmatched question: how much damage can Bruce Lee do in a single turn? But first, before we get into that, let's have a word from my sponsor, Tater Tots. Tater Tots creates custom boards which are compatible with Unmatched as well as some other games. You can see this map here, the Moonlight Woodland map. These maps are all professionally printed on nice boards here, and you have one board on each side, different board on that side. I'll show you the Island of Despair in another video. But you can find Tater Tots by his pseudonym Keith Hood on the Unmatched Facebook group page. Go message him there. You can get these in physical form or get them in a printable format or in a format that you can import into TTS or Vorpal or something. All right, back to Bruce Lee. So we know that Bruce Lee has these Jeet Kune Do cards that can make a bunch of actions and a bunch of attacks all happen. So how many of them can he actually string together, and what would be the output of that? Now let me tell you the caveats I'm going to do to show you the number that I have come up with, and that is we're just going to use the mechanics available in Bruce Lee's deck. Okay, I'm not going to use card draw or action gains that other characters can give him, like Achilles' potential extra action with Achilles' heel, or some of the characters like Sherlock that can let you draw additional cards. I'm also not going to take map mechanics like Hanging Gardens into account. This is going to be just things that can happen in Bruce Lee's deck. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we can have here for a hand. And I'm going to show you a starting hand here. Going to have 2 nunchakus, a little dragon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's go ahead and do this here. Now, it is possible for Bruce Lee to start his turn with more than 7 cards in hand, and that is by using Little Dragon defensively. So we'll say that he used Little Dragon defensively, drew 2 cards off of Little Dragon, so now he has 8 cards in hand. So 8 cards he gets to start with. That is playing by the Bruce Lee rules here. Who is going to be our opponent that we have against Bruce Lee here? We're going to pick Deadpool because I think Deadpool can take it. He can handle that. He can come back. All right. Well, let's start off with on Bruce Lee's turn here, because he just used the Little Dragon defensively. We're going to start off with Nunchaku and Nunchaku. These both give you action gains, and that's just adding 2 to the value of all of his attacks. That's good. Now the first one that we want to attack with is Jeet Kune Do, short lead hook. And the reason for that is because it comes with this space swap, which is important. Now that has dealt, I'm going to use this Telestrations pad here to keep track of this. That is going to be 5 damage dealt out from that one. This is just doing raw output here. This is not going to be over what someone's defending or whatever. Okay, well the next one we'll go with Jeet Kune Do high straight lead, because this works like a momentous shift, and because he is now in a different space by virtue of switching. That is going to be a 5 or a 7 with the 2 nunchaku, so 7. We're going to play Hoo-Wah, which Hoo-Wah lets you grab a Jeet Kune Do out of your discard pile. So we will grab back this high straight lead, which we will then play again. Hoo-Wah also gives you an action gain. So now we have another 7 in there from high straight lead. We are then going to do Jeet Kune Do corkscrew finger jab, which is going to be 5 plus 1 after combat damage. So 5 plus an after combat damage. We'll play Jeet Kune Do intercepting fist, which will give us a 5. Running out of cards here, but don't worry, we're not done yet, because Jeet Kune Do wrist lock has a card draw on it. So that's going to be 5, and we are going to draw a card. Oh, look at this card that we just happened to draw here, Little Dragon. Now, this doesn't have an action gain, but we are still sitting with 2 actions at this point. So when we play this one, we're now going to have 1 action afterwards, but this is going to be a 6 because your hand is empty during combat. So with 2 nunchaku, that would be an 8. We're going to draw 2 cards. We'll then play Jeet Kune Do downward side kick, which will just deal 5 damage. And lastly, a momentous shift, which will deal 7 in this case, and will finally end the chain of horrors from Bruce Lee. So to add these all together, 5, 12, 19, 24, 25, 30, 35, 43, 48, 55. Now that is the number that I have come up with here, 55. That is a lot of damage output in 1 turn. It is worth pointing out that we have used, how many of the 30 cards here? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cards, with one of those cards being played twice. So that's over a third of Bruce's deck that he can dish out there in 1 turn. So using the rules that I have put out, using just the mechanics available in Bruce Lee's deck, do you have a way to get a number higher than this? Well, if you do, leave it in the comments, because I want to see what other people could come up with. This is just the number that is the biggest that I could think of using what was available. So let us know. And as I go here, I will leave you with my regular outro. If you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up and a like. You can leave comments in there about how awesome Bruce Lee is and how mean I was to poor Deadpool over here. I don't know if Wade will ever quite recover from that. You can also leave comments in there if you think I'm totally wrong, or if you think that this entire venture is just stupid. You can also go to my channel and subscribe to that to make sure you catch all the videos that I post so you don't miss anything. We'll see you around next time.